Mushroom, mushroom! Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find. And with any luck, my goddamn thing's in my way. Hello again. And hopefully my guests will be able to answer all of them. I should have looked at the other screen. Right. Before I introduce people, I want to say thank you to some people. You annoying people who found that I had super chats. And then my phone rings.
It's not like
What?
YouTube hides that shit.
Super chats.
You didn't have to turn them on, Dad. You didn't have to turn them on.
No, they're turned on by default apparently. Right. So I have to say,
because you're one of the big boys now, Dave.
I really am not. So I apparently have to read these. I don't know where I don't remember signing up to that. So I have a MathPig because Dave's so super cool. Congratulations.
First,
I have first forever. He popped my super chat cherry.
Ooh.
Dusty.
I shall remind him of that forever.
Considering our conversations, I guess that makes sense. So
That's a cheap cherry to get popped for just £2, though.
I'm a cheap date.
yeah.
it's not the motion of the boat, it's how you use the super chat, Jeff.
I got Ricardo, insert HAL 9000 voice. Hello, Dave. Can someone do HAL?
I can't let you do that, Dave.
Godless, which is, I just cut that as Jeff, says, "Hi, I'm Dave, and my two favourite things are cheese and spiders. And I'm a liar." And Willie, just a wee thank you, Dave. And then Jenny just to torment me saying, "Don't read this."
Just want everyone to realize that Dave will be a liar for only £5.
Right. Hello again. Today we have got with us, not fucking Morning Dave. I don't think she likes being sung to in the morning.
I just don't like mornings, period. But you were way too fucking chipper this morning, so.
My monetization came through.
That's
I
because
wanted
it's
to tell.
afternoon for us.
That doesn't matter.
He already
Not
made nearly
super
20
afternoon.
grand this morning. You know, he's flying. He's definitely happy.
He said he has a reason for it, but he won't tell me why.
No, that was it. I got monetization. I wanted to see how long it would take anyone to notice.
That was it. That was
it.
reason you were in a fucking good mood this morning for the first time that ever.
It was something kind of cool.
Right. I agree, it's cool, but still, you scared me for a minute there.
Don't worry,
All this
Dave.
time.
Don't worry, Dave. Between the 5 of us on your panel today, we will get you demonetized before the end of the stream.
Right. Oh fuck. God, you can't have me on the channel anymore.
Do you know what's really weird?
Let's see.
Through the questions that have been
Who I want to
published,
have
the ones that
die.
have been through the questions that have been published, they've selected some for monetization and some for limited monetization, and I cannot for the life of me work out the criteria. Because some of them are really weird. Oh god. Seraphim says congrats on being a paid shill. Santi says, about damn time, Dave. Thank you, Santi. We have also got what?
No, just felt like shouting fuck you.
Who?
At you.
At me.
Yeah. By God,
I don't.
I'm going longer than you. Fuck off. You and your exploding ball.
We have also got Katnip.
Hello. It's me.
Meow.
We've got MathPig.
Write my name, I don't much like cats.
But it's the Katnip you like. MathPig.
Oinky oink.
Math
Miss-
bacon.
It's not fair that catnip is legal and marijuana isn't.
No. Monetize Dave. Or Jeff.
Hello.
And Dave Jenny. Hello. I'm now confused that you didn't go oi. It's thrown me.
Oi.
And another super chat from Momma Atheist saying, Manda is the queen of Dave's channel.
Facts. Long live the queen.
Not true.
That person's biased.
You,
I want to see if someone...
You had to pay to get him to say that.
Fuck off. You have to pay to say like cheese, so.
Yeah, but Manda, this is the difference between me and you. You can do scary, I can't.
Oh, true. I can. I don't know with Dave though. David doesn't give a fuck. He's not scared of me. He's like almost the only person in this world that isn't frightened of me, and that kind of pisses me off a little.
Not gonna lie, you kind of scare me.
You Katnip could never be scary. Come on.
No, you scare me. I never said I was scary.
I scare you, but I'm so sweet and innocent.
We both know you're lying.
Yeah.
She never lies either.
You don't scare me at all.
Lisa think Manda's sweet.
Why do you fuck with me? It's so early in the morning.
Because we know you're too slow in the morning to catch us.
So she's playing the long game.
Playing the long game. Right. Should we do some questions?
Won't be long till I'm in the UK, Jeff. Won't be long.
We're hoping that Robbie can keep you entertained for long enough.
At
Thanks,
least,
Jim.
10,
At least 10 minutes.
at least 10 days.
How long is she coming for?
You would
How
go
long
all
she-
the way
No, phrasing
to the
day.
UK for 30 seconds.
I was thinking of sending her to bed and not letting her go back to it.
Right.
Let her out every now and again to make me a sandwich, you know.
Right. First question.
Thanks, Dave. Quick, Dave. Quick.
Yes. Before they use this as the evidence for your kidnapping charges.
She's gonna kill him.
She is.
She's gonna turn him into bacon.
I like bacon, so probably.
But do you like human bacon?
Make him into a simple pork roast.
We'll see. It's always, there's always room for trying new things. So.
Right. Question 905. What is the most sunburned you've ever been?
Ooh.
When I was 16 years old, doing a sailing holiday in the Ionian. Some days it was about, even though I put on a shit ton of sunblock, it was like, we had some days where it got us like 46 degrees Celsius. It was not pleasant. It was, it burns a bit.
A bit.
Yes.
How long did you spend peeling?
A few days.
I was going to say, Manda.
When Angel was like, I don't know, 4, I think. Because we used to, when we lived in Connecticut, we were about half an hour from the beach, and so we'd go all the time in the summer. And I was always very good about putting sunblock on him, but I only put it on once that day, and I would usually sit there on the blanket with my legs out and read the whole time, and we must have been there, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 hours, and my legs got burned to the point where I had blisters all up and down them that I couldn't really walk for days. I couldn't sleep for days. It was very painful. That sucked. So I remember to put I think it was because I'd gone in the ocean with him and some of it had washed off too. So there was like nothing on my legs at all. I got burned the fuck. So that sucked. That was the worst.
Never Again says horrible memory. Nerdy says a little bit sunburned. The Rage says, I hardly ever burn thanks to the Cherokee. Dawn Uphead says, I've been the most sunburned you've ever been several times playing as a kid in the river. See, I used to work doing boat hire over the summer when I was a teenager. And when I started that job, I didn't wear sun cream. And after a few days, my entire upper body peeled for weeks. It was really bad. MathPig.
Probably one time I was in Ayanapa, I'm pretty sure. Lots of peeling on the back. Lots and lots and lots of peeling on the back. You put cream everywhere else, just you can't do your own back. Forget about it. And then you walk around for 3 or 4 days
You
thinking
get someone else to do your back.
No, that wouldn't have worked. Very,
Yes, it
well, no, it wouldn't have worked because the friends that I had whenever we were over there were very manly men. There was not a chance.
You walk out and find the first nice girl and say, excuse me, could you put sun cream on my back? What I find really funny is the conversations we've had about you being willing to do certain things when you go to places and me not. Right?
What?
About you being willing to find certain types of people when you go to random places.
Yes.
Yeah, and me not in any way, shape or form being able to do that.
Uh-huh.
Right? Well, I've got absolutely no problem with walking outside and finding a nice girl and asking her to put sun cream on my back.
Why would you just find a guy to do it?
Shush! One at a time!
Admittedly, what MathPig is talking about is not that hard, and you're kind of pussy, Dave.
I'm prepared to be able to do what I...
walking up to women, like, you know, I went out with a friend of mine who's very, very shy and wouldn't talk to a girl, and it's as easy as this, and just walked over to her and sat down beside her. I have no problem doing that.
No, but you wouldn't ask her to... Why wouldn't you ask her to put sun cream on your back?
It's just, I never thought of it at the stage. I wake up in the morning, I'm in a room with 4 other guys, and we're going out in the sun. You put your sun cream on, you walk out the door, and then you go get drunk.
Fair enough. Jenny, what did you say?
I fell asleep once in a beach chair with an umbrella. And so the area that was exposed, which were my thighs, burned badly to the point of large blisters, almost the size of the whole top of the thigh. But I didn't peel much. It all came off in one sheet.
I do remember there was another time I had when my ear came off in one piece. It had gone that.
Did it grow back?
No, the ear itself didn't come off, but the skin, a shaped piece of ear.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. It's called the Van Gogh syndrome.
Katnip.
I mean, I've gotten sunburned a lot, but I've never blistered.
Never blistered.
Ever.
See, look, she's got common sense. The rest of us are
I also
nuts.
never
Looking
used
at-
sunscreen. Ever. I've never used sunscreen except for when I was really little and couldn't not use it.
Looking at me now, I'm probably as sunburned as I've ever been because, you know, got to bear in mind that I was actually born in Scotland and our natural colour there, the natural colour of the Scots is sort of like a pale blue. Seriously, takes you a week of sunbathing to go white.
Mm-hmm. Tony says, I just flashed on sitting cross-legged at an outdoor concert when I was like 20, and the next day getting drunk on Retsina at a Greek festival dancing. Is that when you got sunburned? I'm getting confused.
I noticed Greece seems to be a common theme throughout this.
Yes. Dawn Uphead says, sharing is caring and peeling is healing. Sunburn followed by chafing is not good. Hanging with John Wild says, 12 years old, out fishing all day. My back was so bad it bubbled up. Days of pure aloe treatment. Followed by restraining order. Tony says, I've seen...
wondered if you saved all of your peeled off skin and your whole families, all your friends, and you saved it all, could you make something useful out of it?
You could make something gross out of it.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Jenny?
I'm the only one that doesn't think she's crazy and would totally be down to find out an answer to this question. Probably.
Would you like to skin normal people, people that aren't sunburned?
I'm from Wisconsin. That's how we think.
That's how we think.
Remind me never to go to Wisconsin.
You're gonna get skinned.
I've been to Wisconsin before, but I don't think I've ever.
See now that was
there.
just a whole lead up to a punchline that nobody got. Jeffrey Dahmer. Ed Gein.
Wisconsin?
Ed Gein, you know, the guy from Psycho. They're Wisconsin. Never mind, forget it.
I didn't know that, but is that something to be actually? You know what? Thinking about Wisconsin, though, it makes a lot of sense. They were just bored and decided to do that shit.
Well, you can only go so far with a cow.
True.
Tony says, I've seen MathPig's picture. Pretty sure a 100-watt light bulb would sunburn him.
Yeah, before it explodes, maybe not. You'd have to replace it with a second, but definitely possible.
Music Collector says, last time I got sunburnt was when I was a kid. Dawn Arped says, does anyone eat all their peeled skin? No, yeah, me neither.
No.
Ew. I repeat, I was just kidding.
Nerdy says, I sell all of my peeled off skin to the church so they can recycle it into communion wafers.
Oh,
Oh,
That was mental images I didn't need, but
That needs to go in a
Or-
quote.
well,
right
it is
Or-
supposed to be the literal flesh, you know. So
or
Yes.
Jesus artifacts.
there. Right. Next question.
moving on.
He's not drinking.
Because you always do this like literally right after I take a sip of it. Why?
Question 906. Do you remember a place there was once all fields, but is no longer all fields?
Oh yeah.
Oh Christ, yeah.
Fucking everywhere around where my ma used to live, you could walk for fucking 5-6 miles in a straight line before you'd hit another house. Like,
On the northwest corner of Milwaukee County, which was absolutely naked, bare, natural for a 5-mile radius. When we moved out there, and by the time we left, it was disgusting.
Developed is the word they use.
Okay, developed.
Inner Rocks is a tiny wee arsehole, like fucking, it's just really an area. It wouldn't even be a hamlet, and that's where my granny comes from. And luckily enough, pretty much all the land that she owns up there is just solid granite, so you can't get no planning permission up there. Only one house has actually wired electric in. It's still a nice wee area where you can go and walk, but yeah, lucky enough for that.
Well, just say the place I live and lived most of my life was a village. It now has a town status. So, you know, that in itself should tell you quite a bit. Literally, there was, there was a whole sort of group of fields you could go out and walk on. That were, in my lifetime, just all become housing estates now, and there's more going up.
Mm-hmm. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Manda.
Across the street from me, there's it's not a big lot, but it was, a field, and it had little bunnies that lived there, and it was really pretty. And then they decided to develop it, and there's a house there. Like they just fucking tore everything out and threw the house up in just a couple of months. And I don't know what happened to the bunnies, but I'm very concerned.
You're right. Right. Okay, I'll tell you a cool story.
They're
Opposite
dead.
me, go on. They're dead. Opposite me, when I was growing up, was a massive pitch and putt. Okay, big, massive field. Okay, and they very carefully dug it up and put a massive car park in. was lovely. That had rabbits on it. Katnip.
Wait. Do you know what happened to the bunnies?
Yes.
They're dead. They're dead.
Stop saying they're dead. God damn it. Somebody fucking lie to me already. Jeez. This is not
They're
hard.
living in a rabbit sanctuary 10 times the age that rabbits are meant to be.
Okay. When I was little, we had cats. All three of us kids had cats.
They're dead too.
Yeah, they are dead.
She's come to terms with that.
One of the cats brought home this tiny little white bunny and dropped it at the front door. It was still alive. So my parents took it in, and then we had it for maybe 2 days. I was very excited to have a bunny. Always wanted one. And then one morning, I asked where the bunny was, and my mother said, well, the bunny's mom came and asked for her back. So we gave her back to the bunny's mom. Of course, I was very little at the time. It took me many years to realize that fucking bunny died.
The cats ate it.
Don't tell me about bunny death. It obsessed me.
I'm going to drop for 2 seconds because everybody around me seems to be roboting, so that's generally a sign that I'm the one who's got the issue.
There we go. I like that.
Literally walking distance from me, from my front porch, I could see a Dollar General that wasn't there a year ago. Because somebody decided they had too much fucking front yard. So they sold
Put a
it.
shop.
And now they have a whole ass Dollar General in their front yard.
Kat, can I ask you something? What the fuck is with all the dollar stores around here? Why do they need 30 fucking dollar stores in this town? Why?
No one's got any money.
Because there's lots of fucking people who can afford only $1 for shit.
There are
Yeah.
$2.
One, two, maybe. Why is there one every fucking 50 feet on the main road? Oh my god.
Right?
D-
But no, there's
Yeah.
two within walking distance of my house.
Dollar Generals and Waffle Houses and churches.
There you
The
go.
three things we have so many of in this town. Not one fucking Starbucks though. Not
Knocker
one.
says, because capitalism has failed America.
No kidding.
Yeah, really.
Also, back on.
I'm not saying a word.
Okay. Also, Doorknobhead says, one bunny, one blended jam. What says? Hanging with John Wild says, everywhere here in Orlando, Florida. To which Manda responded, those aren't fields, they're swamps.
Alligators.
Right.
Manda, I'd say you're luckier than I am because we actually have got a Starbucks here, and I wish we didn't.
Starbucks coffee is really not all that great.
No.
It's
Shit.
old.
Real coffee. It's not. All we have is Dunkin' Donuts. And I mean,
I'd rather
not
have
my-
Dunkin' Donuts.
really no.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm from New England, so I'm supposed to be all fucking Team Dunkin', but bullshit. Give me my Starbucks.
We got one Starbucks and about three blooming Costas.
We here do not have anything. The best
Lucky
coffee
man.
around here is sold at a goddamn fish and chip shop.
That's what I like to hear.
Somewhere along the line, America decided that good coffee was when you take the beans, you roast them to the point of burning the shit out of them, grind them up, and then make them 3 or 4 times stronger than you used to, and then
You
that's
use
good.
Then you use the leftovers to put a layer on the road.
Okay.
Where else do you get tarmac from?
Bitumen.
No, you put them in the garden. They break down for fertilizer.
Fair enough. There's lots. The best coffee is made at Thorn because fuck people. I have no idea what. Oh, home. Yeah, did a T. Nerdy says we have pound stores, gambling places, and pawn shops. Hanging with John Wild says.
Forgot about those.
I'll tell you something in a second. Hanging with John Wild says cats are dead, bunnies dead, dogs dead, hamsters dead, birds dead, all just dead. Every single one.
Everybody hate me. What the fuck?
I
Right.
have so many dead bunny stories.
I'm not gonna lie, I almost used my rich privileges to make
that in
that
it?
comment exist.
Do they, MathPig, do they involve a snare and an air rifle?
No. No.
Just the air
I'm
rifle?
just asking.
I used to use ferrets to hunt rabbits.
Oh yeah, actually that works. Ferrets and the nets, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
My grandfather used to do that.
How many rabbits have you killed?
Can we
Me
not talk about
Moving on.
Yes, thank you. Fuck
Right.
off.
Rage says people.
As a person who had rabbits as pets as a child, this is making me upset. Can we not?
Here you go.
I've had a rough week.
We don't have white fluffy bunnies over here.
Move on.
Knocker says people hate you, Manda, because it isn't even 9 o'clock and you look sublime.
This was not easy. I was not in a good mood this morning. Not feeling it.
She's got the Simpsons makeup gun.
Wish. No,
I wish.
what was the Jetson? She would just like put the mask on her face and would take the mask off and be perfect. I wish I had that.
Hey,
So
that
much
guy
easier.
who was on Neil's last night is in the chat.
What?
Edward, we talked about this at the start. Hi,
Oh,
Edward.
yeah. Hello.
He says Hugh Hefner had all the bunnies. It's true. They were pretty.
Right,
funny,
Ricardo
though.
said, so I'm assuming it's not a good idea to tell Mother Atheist, but my mother used to grow bunnies for meat.
I'll take a NASA girl in a NASA jacket over a Playboy bunny any day.
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
you can always buy her a little tail.
Sticking feathers up your butt does not make you a chicken.
You were the second person to say that to me in like 24 hours.
I knew the chat earlier.
I don't know why.
You still don't know where it comes from.
No,
Fight Club.
really? I haven't seen it in like 10 years. So
You need to sort that
I
out.
haven't ever seen it.
Kick
read
Katnip.
the book. The book is better than
Fight
the
Club.
the movie.
Fight Club is a really good
The book
film.
is Amazing.
I've seen
live
it,
in
but
the South. I
I
don't know
can't
how
talk about it.
You can't talk about it.
Moving on.
I had something to say and I've forgotten. Oh! The reason that there's loads of dollar stores is because it's a price point that the Chinese have decided to work to. So they just produce massive quantities of shit to sell in dollar stores. America's decided that's the price
Many
point.
of them.
What? Dollar Tree is a really good place to get nice plates that are actually made out of glass or stoneware, and they're really nice.
I got this hat from a dollar store. It was only $1.
Like there are good things to be found at a dollar store, but most of
I
it
don't
is-
doubt it.
Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations, supplies
Everything.
for growing plants. These are all
Shower
great.
gel? Shower
What?
gel?
Yes.
Shower
Body
gel?
bags.
No, please do not get shower gel. What's wrong with you people?
It's quite
Right.
funny. I've got one up the stairs I got from a pound store, and it's like I think it's called it's Cien Kenya, and it's the same colors as Lynx Africa, and it smells the same as Lynx Africa, and it's like, yes, I'm completely ripping off Lynx Africa, and you get 2 for £1.
So you basically, you smell like knockoff.
Like knockoff hacks. That's fucking great. I so need to.
You know that's what her son smells like.
No,
It's not gonna go well when you meet if you smell like
the
that.
brand might be the same, but it's definitely
He does
not.
know. He doesn't wear any kind of body spray. All he wears is Nivea aftershave, and it's really nice.
I sweat a lot. I need
Fuck
a
you
lot.
both.
Mm.
Fuck you both. And he uses coconut shampoo, so he smells like that as well.
No, he says I
get
smell a
into good
brute.
shit.
Real brute. You get off the good shit.
So I say, man, here for 10 days. You know, it's going to be 2 days of her taking me shopping, and then 8 days of sex.
Yes, it is. Is there a sheep dip near you?
No.
Fixing all this shit. And
Right, moving on. Next question. Question 907. Would you rather change the outcome of the last election or get to decide the outcome of the next election?
I think that's an obvious fucking one for me.
Oh, for
I
the
would
UK.
decide the next one if we're talking about America.
Well, I was assuming we were talking about America.
Yeah. Well, I would control the next one because I think the fact that he's made it so bad has given everyone a kick up the ass. And as bad as what Trump has done, it's brought an awful lot of faults to light. So
Yeah.
I'd do the next one.
Here's the
That's a
issue.
good point.
Here's the issue with
You could
that.
have Hillary.
Shut the fuck up, Leia. With what happened with Trump, in his time in office, he has fucked with voter suppression. He has taken away environmental regulations. He has put over 200 extremely right-wing federal judges into place. He has fucked things up hard, enough that we have a possibility, regardless of the fact that he's losing like 12 points in the polls, to still lose to him because of all the shit that him and his little cronies have fucked with. I would rather be able to go back, stop that shit from happening.
Hillary.
So I don't care. Hillary, whatever.
Well, I'll control the next election.
Wait,
Considering controlling the next election, I'm going to make Bernie the new president. So you're going to choose Hillary.
Two complete fucking moron idiots. One of them a fucking rapist.
Does
she junk shot more as she gets more angry?
Yes,
Oh,
because she moves that quickly.
I've lost the funny comment.
Samantha, who are you voting for?
Who the fuck do you think I'm voting for? Come on.
Trump!
Fuck off. I'm gonna fix my Wi-Fi and my job out.
Dawn Pet says, outcome of the next election, can I use nukes? Hanging with John Wild says, no, you guys can have Hillary. Ricardo said, well, since Putin got to pick the previous one, I get this one. Nerdy says, ooh, election. Sorry, misheard. Narage says, I think no matter what outcome of our next election, we see violence of some sort. Unfortunately, I completely agree.
Yeah.
That it's just completely being set up that no one is going to believe the outcome of the election. Or too many people are not.
I want Tammy Baldwin to win.
Who?
President. Tammy Baldwin.
Who's that?
Senator of Wisconsin. She's a senator from Wisconsin. She would not only then be the first woman, she'd be the first lesbian.
Let's go jump shopping for fuck.
She would. She is. She's
right.
open. She's out of the closet. In fact, every office she's held, she's been out of the closet for. Wisconsin is kind of a normal place once in a while.
Ricardo says, yeah, and trust me, it's... Oh, no. They're talking about land still.
It's very obvious to me, Dave. I would have fucked with the previous elections in two countries. So we'd have Corbyn as PM and Sanders as president. That's what I'd fucking had.
Katnip!
I don't know.
You didn't.
I think it'd be easier to choose this election than last election.
Amanda, by the way...
we were fucked either way. We would have been less fucked had we had Hillary. We would have been significantly.
Just wait, 2 seconds. Amanda, you didn't actually give an answer. You ranted a lot.
I would change the last one. Okay, something that people are not very well aware of are the environmental rollbacks that Trump has done in the time that in the little over 3 years, close to 3.5 years since he's been elected. The amount of damage that he has done because of those rollbacks is unprecedented. And I'm not just talking about
worries me.
Out of Paris.
No,
because that doesn't really matter. It pisses me off, but that doesn't matter. I'm talking about the rollbacks in this country alone, let alone the amount of money he's taken away from my sector. It has fucked us in ways that you cannot imagine.
This is what I don't get. What the next president, the next Democratic president, we'll assume, is going to have to spend basically their entire first term just trying to unfuck.
But the stuff that he has fucked, environmentally speaking, as well as the judges that are sitting there for life now, cannot be fixed.
No.
Yeah, he has put fucking climate change deniers in the EPA. Fuck's sake. That's how bad
his
it is.
first head of the EPA was a fucking Exxon head.
Yeah, because they knew exactly what they wanted the EPA to do.
Fuck off and die.
Yes!
Like the bunnies.
The Rage says, Trump did nothing for the economy but make it worse with his tax cuts. Those jobs were already rolling in because of Obama policy. He has literally just given a massive tax giveaway.
Yeah.
To all his rich
Artificially
friends.
inflated the market as well. Like you look at it before 2000, giant jump. Even if it crashes now, it would still be higher than what it was before. But it's going to it's artificial. It's fucked. It's fucked.
And because of all those tax breaks he gave to his rich friends, we don't have the money, and he wants to cut entitlements.
No, and the point is that again, the Democrats are going to get in, and they are going to have to put up taxes.
Yeah.
There's no
Which
option,
is gonna
and then
fuck us for the next election because they're going to be like, "Oh, look, they raised the taxes." It's not our fucking fault.
It's well worth noting that the tax cuts that Trump did put through that did benefit the middle class were also written with sunset clauses, so they'll go up all by themselves.
And
without anybody getting the blame except for him. And take heart, Trump is going to die in prison.
Do you reckon he's actually going to get them arrested and charged with anything once he's out of office?
Yes.
That's his biggest fear of why he only...
I'd like to think so, but I don't think anything's going to happen to him.
He has literally no plan for his next term. All the Republicans, the entire GOP, have been sitting there waiting for him to put out what he's going to do. He doesn't give a fuck. He has no interest in being president anymore. The only reason he wants to still be president is to escape having to go to jail, which I honestly don't think will happen, but he's at least...
Wait.
Hold on.
He wasn't... Wait. He wasn't interested in being president the first time.
No.
Yeah.
It was a marketing campaign.
But yeah, but also a power for, like, look at my big dick, I'm president.
Yeah, that's he had no. I mean,
his little mushroom.
Yeah, little mushroom guy.
He had no policies or plan back in 2016. So I don't know why anyone would be surprised that he's got no plan going into 2020.
None.
The Rage reckons the Republicans are about to abandon him.
He does not have any plan, but I assure you, the Republican Party and the and the suck-offs.
I mean, what has he ever done? He's just
on
been
the
a
inside
puppet.
have a plan that is going to benefit them greatly, and Trump will do whatever
He has done more for the black people of America with nobody except for, what is it, Abraham Lincoln?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
What I want to know is why he can get away with this. Why are the groups in America not turning around and saying, what has he done for your families and friends? Are your families and friends better off?
Because he lies, and the
Constantly.
idiots that follow him believe it.
Yeah.
They believe him wholeheartedly because they have this idea now, because of him, because of Fox, because of all of them, that the Democrats are radical leftist socialists that eat babies.
Oh, they're all atheists too.
Not.
None of them are Christians.
Their goal
Apparently
is
there are
to,
no Christians
is
as Democrats.
is to bring
I'll
down
clear
the
up
United States. It's like just complete lunacy, and people believe it.
Can I clear up a common misconception? Yeah, atheists eat babies, socialists and communists don't.
Thank
They're
you.
MathPig, answer the
I
question.
was one of the first people to answer this. I argued with Manda. Dave's memory's getting worse.
You argued with her. Did you give an actual answer?
Yes, I did. I said I would go with the election now because if they were changing the other one, you'd end up with Hillary. Or with this one, I would pick Bernie. As much as
You could pick Bernie for the last one.
No, I'm going to pick it for this one because, as I stated, the fact that Trump has been in and been so bad, he has brought an awful lot of things to light.
Well, like I said, my hope is that this is actually good for America.
Yes, you have to fall to get back up again.
It's all going to depend on how many people die from COVID who are from the states that.
Did you hear the news yesterday? The meta study out of Spain that reinfection immunity is only about 5%.
Oh,
Which
really?
means going for everyone catching it quickly is not going to work.
No.
Fuck. that's bad. That's like pretty much the worst that could happen.
Yeah, it is. But it's the only thing Trump had going for him was get everyone to get it quick, and we'll come out of it the other side. If you don't have
it's
that,
just going to go away on its own.
yeah,
That
it's not.
was similar to the initial strategy that Britain adopted, and finally someone fucking listened to reason. Though,
The Rage. I maintain CNN is not Democrat. They are corporates, but they hate Trump, so they overlook when it comes to him. I think you're probably right. Right, I have. We're pretty much caught up. Right.
American news channels are all fucking awful. Sorry, I mean, unless there's one I don't know about that's any good, but all the ones I've seen, Fox, CNN, and MSNBC, they're all fucking shite.
Have you not watched The Young Turks? Of course! Yay! We all love James.
I've watched them, but even then, they're just fucking rhetoric and hyperbole.
Isn't it? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Next
that
question.
Saint, whatever his last name is a little bit off the wall for me.
He is a bit much, and the what do you call the producer that's behind the scene? The guy with the dreadlocks. He's fucking brilliant, but he doesn't come on that much. Moving on, then.
Thank you. Question 908. What is the strangest not safe for work thing you have witnessed?
Who are you talking to?
I can't think of anything.
Well, I'm going to have to do this again, Dave. I'm just.
They're not strange. Not safe for work thing. I've seen guys get on the front of a forklift and get lifted 50, 60 foot in the air to lift stuff down off shelves. Like,
Yeah, I
And
did
it's
that with a
got to
Coke machine not that long ago.
it's got to the point that the health and safety woman that was in charge of our company has just stopped going to the head office to tell the boss what he's doing wrong because he just doesn't listen.
No.
Just give up.
Right. As soon as I didn't catch any of the question, what is the question?
So, what is the strangest not safe for work thing you have witnessed?
What happened?
I can't think of anything actually, Dave. No.
Not in the
No,
post
honestly.
office. The fucking post office isn't even allowed to take the room.
I know of things that have happened, but have I seen them personally? No.
Oh, except seeing videos of.
Well,
The Rage,
I haven't. So
The Rage says, saw someone masturbating in the restroom once, turned him in and will never forget that. Music Collector says, I'm sure it was 996 last night. Oh, yes. No, not last night.
I also have to be, Dave. I also have to point out that I actually have to be kind of careful about what I divulge regarding my work on like a social media platform.
Fair enough.
So.
Oh yeah, you've probably seen a lot of interesting things.
I'm in the company 20 years and I've seen people go for a shite up the stairs in the toilet and people underneath them take the airline and put it onto the pipe. What? And you just hear a scream from the fucking toilet up the stairs because the water has went back up the pipe and all around the guy in the toilet.
What's wrong with the people you work with?
This is normal,
Okay,
manly mechanics work.
I have an answer.
Go on.
Somebody on the internet once put together a video. It was like only 5-10 minutes long. wasn't that big, but it was images of X-rays from things that naked men at home happen to fall down upon and get trapped somewhere. Which is
Fall
always the
down.
excuse they use. They're naked and they're vacuuming or they fell down at home. That's always.
I'm shocked at the number of people that naked vacuum.
Yeah.
I've tried and I cannot fall on it.
But you're talking about like NSFW content, you know, I can't really think of anything, just any kind of fucking porn. If you're talking about shit that happened at work that was not safe, would be when I was working at the Challenger Center, I had taken a couple kids to help me fill a canister of liquid nitrogen to be in the room with me. And I, popped out for a minute, and we had like this bigger, big container. It was, metal, and then a smaller thermos. Put it in so I could do experiments with them. And so they decided to pour some of it out while I was out of the room, and one of them got a little burned on their leg. So I never brought the kids back in to help me with the liquid nitrogen again. That was a bad idea in the first place.
Music clip that says, I broke my bone because I fell on it. Sammy says, walking in on people masturbating is a daily occurrence in my line of work, unfortunately. Not fun.
Who says that?
Sammy.
Sammy, what the hell do you do?
Yeah.
The Rage says, I'm guessing working in a nursing home. B says, old people. Rage says, prison. Sammy hasn't responded. Sammy says, not quite, but closer than you think. And equally or probably more disturbing in most people's eyes, sadly. See, I know what he does, but I'm not saying...
Yeah, so do I. And just to point out, he does it fucking brilliantly as well. I've read the reviews and stuff of what Sammy does. Sammy does a lot of good, and he's good at it. Taking the wanking out of it, though.
Taking the wanking out of it. Well,
did you answer?
No, not really. I mean, I can give you a story recently that we discovered a video of another YouTuber with him and a giant teddy bear.
What the fuck is wrong with people? I don't know.
No clue.
Well, no, that depends on what he's doing with a giant teddy bear. You could put one in the car and just go for a ride.
Yeah, he wasn't. I wouldn't bring it up if he was doing that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Hanging with John Wild said, had a co-worker when I worked at a recycling centre. He reached in the shredder without shutting it off. Needless to say, it ripped his arm off so quick he did not realise it. Ow!
Whoops.
Well, that's terrible.
B says, guy where I used to work climbed through the rafters with no safety net, approximately 50 to 60 feet in the air above a concrete floor. The rafters were 10 feet apart. Don Uphead says, cream-filled teddy bear. It was.
No, thank you.
I was going to say it was. I don't know if it was. I didn't get to the end. MathPig says, no. And the Rage says, the geek room...
In the early days of the internet, there were some unfucking believably revolting things that were on. I mean, they may be there today, but
most of them have moved. Most of them are only mirrored. They're not on their original.
There used to be this website called rotten.com.
Yep.
And you're familiar with it?
I'm very familiar with it.
I won't even attempt to describe some of the things that were on it.
I wouldn't.
It's so
not here. The Rage says the geek room covers a dude that's in a sexual relationship with some anime doll thing. A waifu pillow. Right. I think we've killed this question. And my hopes and dreams.
I don't want to go touch anything in the public sphere right now. I just...
No, you never do.
No.
I
Question.
live in a town of 900 people. Generally, that's safe, but I don't even think it is.
No, it's not.
Anymore.
It's really not.
So as I was listening in and realised people going in a different direction with this,
Yeah.
I can talk about. I can sort of actually talk about previous employers because some of them, some of the companies don't exist anymore.
Go on.
And someone I didn't witness this, but I know that happened. Somebody took a finger off whilst trying to give a safety demonstration on a bandsaw.
Cool.
Well, as to what not to do.
Yeah, like the rip. You don't want to do that. Yeah.
That would have been incredibly painful. I mean, bandsaws are not a fast way of sawing. It takes a while to get through something with a bandsaw. They have very fine tooth blades. Oh,
Yeah, but they're usually on the belt is where you lose your finger. And which way? Where did you lose it? He's gone again. Hanging with John Wild says, at the
Jeff
recording
died.
studio, we had to make a no-fuck zone between certain hours so work can get done. Is that normal for a recording? I think I might want to work in a recording studio. All right, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry.
Right, next question.
I got distracted by something.
No, one more. Doorknob head. One of our stories was a ground-to-air missile slid off the loader, went through a guy's chest. He lived for a while. That's somewhat disturbing. Right. Question 909. If there was a dream police force, would you join?
Now, how do you mean a dream police force, Dave?
yeah.
A police force that polices dreams.
No, thank you.
Oh.
I want no part of
No.
that to exist.
I wouldn't join a
You see?
Thank you.
I wouldn't join an actual police force, let alone
That's called
a foot
Yeah.
police.
it's called the Republican Party, and no, I would never join.
Fuck the police. Just saying. Whether it be dream or otherwise.
You don't want
My
them
dreams are
keeping your
exactly the way
dreams
they are.
safe?
Leave them alone.
You
The
can't
question
keep your
is,
dreams safe.
why does this police force exist? Why are our dreams being policed, Dave?
Yeah.
Well, to both keep you safe in your dreams, and to make sure that you are not doing anything salacious or.
Okay, first of all, there's a reason that we do things like fucking die and shit in our dreams. It's a matter of dealing with certain fears that we have and everything, so it's necessary. So no, we don't need and oh, you want to keep us from you, Dave, want to keep us from doing something salacious in our dreams or otherwise. Really, you fuck off. No. Fuck.
To be honest, I was thinking of more sedition, but went the wrong way.
Well, people I will never meet in my dreams, you leave it the fuck alone. Thanks for your opinion. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
Oh god. Never again says no. The Rage says no. I've already lost faith in the stability of humans. Hanging with John Wild says, oh hell yes, I would have so much fun with that.
You stay away
B.
from
See you later. Doorknob says, what weapons do I have? A rubber duck, a squirt gun, taffy, Britney Spears? This is a dream. You have whatever weapon you need. Apparently Manda is feisty today.
If I was to be in a dream police though, I would go undercover as Freddy Krueger.
Just to
Well,
fuck with
very
people.
Rick and Morty of you.
Yes. Hang
What
with
was
Joel.
his name? It wasn't because he was a knockoff. I can't remember his name though. Why am I asking Dave to remember something like that?
Scary Terry.
Fuck you! How the fuck do you remember that?
Dave, your memory gets any worse, Dave, you'll be able to run for president against Trump.
Was that a dig?
I
at
don't
Trump?
know. The problem is it's not that
Biden.
I don't remember things. The problem is I don't know what I will remember. I just got massive gaps and bits all over the place. Hanging with John Wild says, I would do everything bad as I change people's dreams. Ricardo, if I had the ability to choose which dreams to police, hell yes. Sammy said, I would join a dream voyeur team. Other dreams are mild
I have
compared
a
to yours.
question. I have an additional question to this question.
Uh-huh.
If you could get into somebody's dreams, who would that somebody be?
Ooh.
That's a better
Sammy's-
question than yours, Dave.
That is
Sammy's-
a better question, I would say.
Well,
that.
you're not going to answer it. I'll ask it tomorrow.
Fine. Fuck off. But
He's
after-
gonna save it from when you're not here, man. Is what he's gonna do.
No, I'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm fine in the morning. The surgery's not in the afternoon. So I'll probably be here tomorrow. We'll see. If I'm
So
not,
basically-
you better not be Jeff.
She's not
I've already
giving up.
pre-booked Jeff. I've pre-booked Jeff for the next 2 weeks.
You did that to make me come, didn't you?
I
We're
wasn't
hoping to have Quick Flash next Monday night. so
Ironically, we get. Sorry, go on, MathPig. I was going to make a silly joke, but
I was just saying to Amanda that we're hoping to do Quiplash next Monday, so she's going to have to get healthy for that.
No, she's not. Just her box needs to turn up.
It's my love box. Get it right.
Tiny. It's very tiny.
That's not what the group says.
That's
what
Stu.
school says.
That's just Stu.
I mean,
Do not eat.
I'm going to say it does say huge love box.
I love that Stool gets the blame for that.
Because he's the one who started calling it huge.
No, that was me.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
No.
he called it little.
So you could just sort of rename it as Amanda's Little Box of Love.
No, that doesn't work.
Make it right away.
It's all wrong. Right, next question.
Did you answer? You didn't answer this one, Dave.
No,
Okay.
maybe.
No, maybe.
Question 910. Is now the time to abandon the concept of church and state separation?
Hell no.
No, never is.
Never.
Wait. I would have never thought so until Dave made some points about it. And how our church, that was you, right, Dave?
I've made lots of points.
How the separation of church and state is what has given them the leeway to tread so heavily into our state.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I would have to think about it more. I don't really have an answer, but I take Dave's words into consideration. He makes a lot of sense.
If you look at any of the nations that did have it involved, like Ireland and England and things like that, the actual people have moved on from it because it was entangled. They got bored with it, grew up, and moved on from it.
I take Dave's words into consideration, and the answer is still no.
I don't.
I don't care what he says.
I take his words into consideration that I would still sooner be without the Church of England having any part in the state whatsoever.
Oh, so would I. I find it funny that no one actually knows my words. Hanging with John Wilde says, it's time to make churches pay taxes. They are a business and pay up. Completely agree.
Fucking
Yeah.
I agree with that, but again, it's one of the issues with America is would you make them pay taxes? What does that do to like the Johnson Amendment and stuff? Which is what they've been. I know Trump's been trying to get rid of that.
But the point is that they're doing it already. I mean, this was my biggest argument.
They are doing it. It's just they can do it. They could be able to do it far more openly. But yeah, I still think on balance, I'd sooner see them pay up because, to be honest, a lot of them they're not. Very few of them are actually doing anything charitable with that money. I'm not going to say none of them. There are some that do.
No.
Hold on.
Some of them might give to do some charity as well.
Yeah.
And their core is not.
For the better of them, it'd be better to have them bloody taxed, and we can actually reinvest that
in charity.
That money to
or anything,
or in infrastructure, so we're less reliant on fucking charity.
Yeah. Donoped says they are a business? ? They are a legalized scam. I like that. Ricardo says yes. That should not be a concept. It should be a rule. The problem is, I don't see how you can have this rule when you can't define what religion is. This is my biggest problem with it in the States, again. Okay? Because you can't... Why the hell are you grinning?
I didn't do it. I just clarify I haven't done it.
I don't believe you. If you can't define exactly what a religion is and you have complete freedom from anything, you can turn around and say that how you kill a chicken is religious and the state can't interfere with it. You can also say how you beat your children is religious and the state can't interfere in it. Right? And this is the problem where you have this complete level of separation.
Well,
I think
I'll just say one sort of single word that can sum up your point exactly there, Dave. Scientology.
Yeah. Right. Here you go. Dawn Up Head says football is religious.
Yeah, it can definitely be tribal. I think it can be with people. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm a big football fan. But I couldn't exactly argue that point that it is to a lot of people.
Hanging with John Wild says, I will start a church on the bouncing yoga balls. Everyone has to sit on the balls. You know what you're talking about?
That's kind of a question from the other day, wasn't it? About what we do with our like cults and that if we had one.
Never Again says, if we'd stop giving religions the big tax breaks, they'd all go away. See, this is the thing. I think if we enforced the taxing and accountability, even this, I mean, in the States, even if you went down the rule of having them have to be as accountable as charities, you'd be better off. Amanda, what do you think?
If they do politics.
Yeah. No, full stop. All churches should have to be as accountable as charities. Charities have to produce accounts. They have to account for what they do. Amanda, what do you think about accounting and making churches as accountable as normal charities?
Yes, I mean, it's not just about making them accountable as normal charities. Like you said, they have infiltrated themselves into the political sphere. They're, especially the evangelicals in our country, if you're going to have any say whatsoever in what's happening in politics, you need to monetarily support it. And it's bullshit that, and it's only Christian churches in this country. And especially in the past 5 or 6 years, it's become more and more relevant, and you have fucking churches that are actively, supporting certain candidates, specifically on the right, and therefore they need to pay up for this shit. They're supposed to be, you're supposed to have nothing to do with this. That's one of the rules that they have for being tax exempt, except that's completely flown out the window, especially with this administration. But in terms of charities, yes, they definitely need to be held accountable.
Sorry, they don't need to be tax exempt now. They're just getting handouts from the government.
I still think it would be better that they were actually taxed rather than were given status as charity. Charity would be given the same scrutiny as charities would be a step forward, in my opinion.
See, here's the thing. I think here's what we're missing, or the big thing we're missing. If you tax them and let them interfere into politics, they become competitive. They keep each other in check.
I'm so sick of this competition being the controller of capitalism.
No, I don't think it's a good controller. I don't think it's a good controller, but I do think that the reason the evangelicals have got control and have got so much power in the States, even though they are a minority religion, is because the other religions aren't fighting them.
Jenny, I tend to, not in terms of churches, but I disagree in the scientific sphere. Capitalism does help drive us when we are competing with each other. A lot of the times it's just competing to have ideas first or whatever, but the money. Yeah.
I don't dispute that as one of the motivating factors. Certainly in R&D, the creation of a product, the potential for copyright and trademarks and singular production monopolization is certainly part of it. But they use the concept of competition in the market to be able to regulate everything, like hospital bills and doctor fees. Show me where that has occurred. It hasn't. It never will. Competition in schools.
You talk about
for the economy. It's like, cut it out. Some things are not.
But you're talking about something that's where you don't have. I mean, this is where I think government within capitalism, government is meant to create markets. It's meant to create the market that can exist. Right, what you have
No,
got in the States
consumer-
now
the
in things like
consumer-
the health...
The consumer creates the market.
No, because you can't have a fair market
No.
if the consumer creates the market.
There's no such thing as a fair market. There
Of
never
course
has
there's
been.
things...
There never will be.
No, there can be fair markets. But the
There
fair
is no such
markets have...
thing.
No, there can be, though.
No, there can't.
course
Government
there can.
always
Be-
interfere with the market.
Theoretically, on paper, there can be free markets. I think in free and fair markets. I don't think in
Well,
reality.
I'm not talking about
Yeah,
free markets. I'm talking about fair markets.
Yeah, I said free and fair.
I know, but my point is, I'm not talking about
fair.
free. I'm talking about heavily regulated markets. I'm talking about a point where you can have something that you can't
dear.
screw the consumer.
And people say that.
Oh, no.
People say that people say that Marxists live in a utopian fantasy. I don't know.
What did I come back to?
Whoa!
I went
Right.
over to get baby handled, and what the fuck did I come back to?
Sammy says so.
so cute.
Ridiculousness.
Amanda, explain. I don't know what happened.
Sammy says so. Religions are like adverts that come to life on The Simpsons. We all need to sing. Just don't look. Just don't look. Yes. Right. Next question.
Yeah, you
Baby-
don't want to. It's fine. The cat, you don't want it.
Baby is so very, very cute.
Yes. We
Let's
love
just
the
stop.
baby.
Let's just stop the question and look at the baby.
No. Next question. Question 911. Have you ever seen a famous TV animal in real life?
Does a craftsman account?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, and then yes. Then yes.
Do,
Just,
do Muppets count?
I love cat's face.
What?
This is the face of confusion.
I would accept the Muppet. Which Muppet have you met?
You and your fucking.
I didn't bring it up!
Yes, who brought it up? Who fucking brought up the Muppets then?
Jenny!
Oh, sorry.
I've never met a Muppet. I was just seeking clarification.
Oh, I see. You weren't. You were just trying to
Yeah.
get me into trouble.
I have many questions.
Basically, does it have to be a real animal, or like a puppet, or
I'd accept Roland Rat. You met Roland Rat?
How about postmortem?
I feel like I've seen stuffed Lassie, but I could be wrong.
They
know.
put Roy Rogers' trigger in a museum after they stuffed him. So
Maybe that was it. That might have been it. It might have been triggered. I don't know how I got the dog and horse, but I saw something from a really old TV show that was stuffed. I don't remember.
Ricardo
what it was,
says, I have seen Nigel the scam artist Farage in Manchester city centre once. Sammy says, I met the dingo that ate the baby. I don't believe you. Hanging with John Wild says, yes, I dated the daughter of the owner of Tiger's Eyes Production. So most tigers on TV commercials and movies I have met and worked with. That's quite cool. Never again. So humans don't count as animals. Troublemaker.
I just say no. I mean, in terms of like anything like puppet wise or anything, or no. As I said, my only one is we're going back quite some time here, but the village just over for me is a woman whose dog won Crufts. I suppose the American equivalent of that would be like the Westminster Dog Show. It's like the sort of big dog show. So yeah, that was so that dog was, so to say, quite famous locally, and was just got to pet it. So
Oh,
MathPig.
No. I've never really met anybody famous. Northern
At all?
Ireland, who the fuck comes here? Like,
You met Manda?
actually, hold on. Does MathPig count as an? I don't want you only have met online, but does that count?
If Dave Con had happened, yes. Otherwise, no.
Dave Pond, hopefully next year, hopefully.
Yeah, but by that time, we're all going to be famous. We're all gonna be on the fucking
We're
panel
all
this week.
going to be
Yeah,
green.
I'm fucking well. I live
Honest,
man
guys.
tied to bed upstairs, so I don't know if I can
gonna-
leave her for 3 days alone without food and sex.
Thing is, it's actually going to be Dave Con, but it's not going to be Wally. It's going to be our Dave.
Yeah. What? You can't fucking bring me? You'll leave me locked up there?
If it's our day, we have to.
I know,
But, shut up!
but
Catnip,
but
go on.
You're certainly welcome to come.
Catnip?
Come and what?
What about me? Huh?
You said something and someone interrupted.
I said if it's our day of having a con, it's got to be called the Critical Con.
Yeah.
That's a better name.
But all the
Well, then
speakers have,
that would be me and Dave's though.
but all the
My thing.
all the speakers though have to have variations of the word Dave in their billing.
Sammy said I would go to that convention.
Totally into this now.
Never again says, does Burt Reynolds count as an animal? I like that. Oh, Edward says, I have Babe for breakfast. The Babe? I don't reckon.
That's
I-
fucked. And
I think that's a
Dave's
fake Babe.
Wow.
not real anyway, right? No, I think there was some real babes in that.
Right, the penultimate question.
Thank you, Dave.
An ultimate question already. Wow.
Yes.
Penultimate.
Question 912. At what point did you feel you had your life together and were a real grown-up?
Waiting for that.
I'll let you know when it happens.
About 31.
31.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I was wrong every time, but I thought.
Do you think now?
I've should we say thought so several times throughout my life, only to realise later that it wasn't.
Do you think now?
Nope.
No. Never again says, Amanda, that was my reaction. Sammy says 35. Hanging with John Wild says, during my first threesome.
Okay.
So hey, you know what you need to do. Get on it.
No, thank you.
Well,
Very well.
if a threesome declares you as an adult and all that stuff, what does a foursome do?
That's when you become an OAP.
Just
The fuck is an OAP?
Old age pension.
old age pensioner.
Weirdos. Fucking
That's the UK way of saying a fucking old person.
right?
Yeah. Glober Mum says, what's a grown up? Santi says, nowadays I'm 33.
I just realized that the 3 men in the panel all live in the UK and the 3 women all live in America.
Yep.
Point that out.
Hold on. Santi's 33. Illuminati confirmed.
I like the symmetry of it. It makes me feel good.
I just want to remind you all that when you talk about those old people, that I'm one of those.
No, you're not.
I'm right here.
You're not one of those, though.
You're not one of those.
Dave's the oldest here. He's 60. So.
52.
We'll go to
So he's slightly younger than my mom.
Ricardo, at around 120.
Cat, we've never met. I'm 65.
Well, hello. I am not that old.
You,
I am
you will be.
22. 22 going up 23 in February.
Oh my God.
Triple.
say 23.
I'll
Yeah.
be 23 in February.
Oh,
Fuck off.
you're so lucky.
She's younger than my daughter.
Oh, and you're not jaded yet.
You're not jaded yet.
Oh, you have no idea.
I was jaded by that age, but I had reason.
Sammy says, mind you, Dave, the adult feeling lasted 3 minutes and the old began almost immediately.
Are you laughing? Do you need more banana? You still have some on your tray, though.
She feels like she's an adult already.
She's definitely got my sass.
Right. The last question.
Last
you
question.
answer, Dave.
Really?
What? My
When
answer?
did you feel like an adult?
Oh, I'll tell you when I find out.
Yeah, see? Not the only one. I didn't know.
Right. What stupid comparison are you going to make us pick today, Dave?
I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
To answer your last questions, they're fucking ridiculous.
Would you like a fucking extra foot coming out your ass, or would you like a light in your eye? Come on.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Next question. Question 913. Would you prefer to have your arms replaced with an owl's wings,
See?
or your nose replaced with an elephant's trunk?
See?
With a note, the wings would not be large enough that you could fly, but you could use them to glide and propel yourself faster.
I could do the gliding. I can do the gliding, yeah.
What would the trunk be long enough to do?
About 2.5 foot.
Valid question.
I think that's fairly significant for making the decision.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I love the way you're starting to put your explanations in the actual question.
Look at people keep arguing with me. That's what I have got to put the clarification.
Shit up in the middle.
No, I don't. That would always have been the thing. But if I'd have said it after, you'd have been
Right.
pissy.
So can we make a clarification now? If you explain in the question and we come up with something, you're not allowed to add another caveat like you usually do.
No,
No, you can't have one or the other. No, you have one or the other.
no. My quiz, my rules.
Dave has gone that far.
Hey, Dave, on an unrelated note, can I make a suggestion to you about
What's that?
something? Well, seeing as you've hit 1,000 subscribers and you're monetized, say in about a week or so, do you want to do one of those really long streams, like say a 15-hour long stream? And I'll come on there with you.
Why?
Fuck off. Jeff. Fuck off.
Well, I'm lost. I'm lost by this. Oh
No, because I can beat Mads.
You want a long quiz episode? We could do a 24-hour quiz. How many questions would I do for that?
Ooh.
No, you would not be able to think of enough questions. You can't even think of the questions for my fucking quiz. If you pull out a 24-hour
Yeah, they've got to
quiz,
be good questions. I can come up with shit questions out my arse.
And I'm
we could
waiting for the After Dark questions for my channel. We're waiting on that too.
We could
And
all
mostly
contribute.
that's when I was trying to work for Manda's.
Oh, so Amanda's stolen what you promised me. Oh, thank you.
I was first, and I am the queen of this channel. Fuck off.
Technically, I was first. I put in the £2.
Jenny, I'm hiding behind you since everyone else is fighting.
Right, Sammy says, the wings for recreation, the trunk for pleasure. Monica Man says, when a suitcase just won't do, get a trunk. I'm going to cough to death. Yandir says, I want owl wings so I can fly quietly. We can't fly with them. You can glide.
Beep.
You can go quite a way on them because I've seen owls fly. They can.
Gliding
they're
is
quiet.
fine if you have if it's long enough distance, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's flat. But my point being is you can't lift yourself off the ground.
You can't just do like
Well, how do you
this,
glide then?
straight up.
You jump off something.
Well, then you're off the ground, aren't you?
Yeah, but you haven't you haven't flown up.
He
Actually,
said
what?
generate enough force with your small wings to lift yourself straight off the ground. You have to take a running jump off of another, and then you can fly that way.
Well, what if I lose a lot of weight?
You still wouldn't have enough.
These are fair questions, Dave. I can't bullshit you on this one.
She got you there.
Trying to help, but you are exceeding my bullshit limit.
Ilya, there's Ilya.
Okay. I'm sorry. That was wrong for me to take it in that direction. Can I pick up
Sorry.
trees with the trunk?
Can you pick up trees with the trunk? No. Your neck is still the limiting factor there. Can you pick up trees with your neck, with the weight of your neck now? If you put a harness on your head, could you lift a tree up?
I don't know. I've never
Depends how big the tree is.
You can pick up a twig.
When is it a twig, and when does a twig become a tree? Or
I'm
a
going
tree
to
become
kick
a
Jenny.
twig? I mean, trees start out the size of just a couple cells.
But
Like
she's
everything.
asking all the good questions. Maybe we need to get Jenny to make the question.
You need to
Ilya-
show all nerdy questions, which
What?
I won't be on.
Ilya
Go
says,
with that.
why won't you be on nerdy questions? Ilya says wings of an owl. You missed the nerdy question from earlier that got added to the list. Ilya said
Nerdy
wings of an
questions
owl.
are fucked sometimes. So,
Hanging
that's
with
why.
John Wilde says, the trunk would make sex so much more interesting, so yeah. Where are we going?
Have you ever felt an elephant's trunk and how rough it is?
Yes.
They got these spiky little hair things on them.
Hmm.
I don't think that'd be very good for sex.
I think they would.
Now, if it was a soft and supple kind of human type tissue, like other things that are
You are
projectiles and
putting
stuff.
way too much thought into fucking an elephant's trunk, Jenny.
Glover Mum says owl wings, because having a cold with an elephant's trunk would be messy.
That's valid.
Never Again says, you're assuming you can
Oh.
move the trunk unlike your nose. You can move the trunk like an elephant can move it. Ricardo says, the elephant trunk, I've always wanted a job in the porn industry. Yandia says, a flying squirrel. The flying squirrel is a good example of what you'd be able to do.
Would the trunk still have that little thing at the end of it like an elephant? You know, like
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Harmonica Man says, just take the damn wings and buy an Acme rocket for shit's sake. That would work. That would-
Oh.
Because you'd only need to power up. So you wouldn't need much fuel to do that. Because once you're up, you can maintain your own flight. Yandia says, this is creepy. Jenny makes a good point, they're small trees. That's not a good point. This is Global Mum. Sammy says, the question is, who would be game to come on Sammy's questions? Sammy, write me some questions.
Sammy's question.
Never Again says, oh, the trunk. I've always wanted a third hand to hold stuff. Katnip!
See, now that's
Go on. Wings,
Answer the question. What?
wings or trunk?
Well, he sounded like he was going to ask me something different. I was like,
I know.
Wings or trunk?
I think I'd go with wings because I'm really good at falling off of shit. So I could at least recover enough to not face plant into the ground.
Good one.
I'm just going to go on the wings just on the basis that I love birds of prey anyway, and owls fall into that. So,
But Kat, if you had the trunk, you could sit here and talk to us while feeding your daughter.
I don't have to feed her. She's got hands.
I just mean like give her the. Do you know
MathPig!
She wants to pick it up with her fingers. If she can't pick it up and feed herself, she doesn't want it.
Okay.
It's alright.
I would go with the trunk.
Wait there. Could you just do me a favour and put some coins on that tray?
On this tray?
Yeah.
No, because she'll eat them.
Well, you're trying to get her daughter. What the fuck is wrong with you, Dave?
Turn her into a piggy bank.
Go on, sorry, MathPig.
Trunk.
Trunk.
Bye.
Why?
Trunk. Spend a year making money in the porn industry and then go get really intensive plastic
Yeah,
surgery.
'cause
back to
that's
normal.
allowed.
Why is it that all of your
If
solutions...
MathPig wants to go join the porn industry. Fuck your face.
That's exactly what he wants.
It's going to be an intensive plastic surgery. I need a lot of money.
Why is it that all your answers, when they come to these questions, involve cosmetic surgery? The solution is the question is how you live with one or the other,
No.
not how you can make it normal.
No. Would you prefer to have your arms replaced with either wings or your nose replaced? I'll have my nose replaced, wait a year, and then take it off. It doesn't say anywhere I can. Doesn't say anywhere you have to live with it for the rest of your life. It's not inside any brackets there. I'm looking at a thing about the wings. There's nothing about the trunk.
They can't take the trunk off.
No, you can't add that.
You really are
Well-
a fine print kind of person, huh?
if there's not if there's
That really loves me.
if there's something that's not covered by the Constitution, it automatically defaults to the states.
We watch Game of Thrones and I'm
I
sitting
have no idea.
I think it's because I'm picking apart the bad cinematography or this, that, or the other. And it's
It's bad cinematography, my ass.
like, see?
Fuck you.
Welcome to Robbie and Man the Fight.
Glober Mum says that's how the Electra winged cape work in Minecraft. You use rockets and then glide with wings. There you go.
Yep.
Santi says wings because I really like my face. And Monica Man says, you know, if teenage boys had trunks, they could multitask and save water at shower time. Starkey says, I want an elephant trunk. Would it have to be rainbow to go with your horn?
If teenage boys had trunks on their head, it would reduce teenage pregnancy.
It would.
It would.
Yandir says, Critical's been in creepypasta too long. Yes. Jenny, what's your answer?
Well, there's been a lot of interesting points made about the trunk. I
Have there now?
That's
Mostly by
that's
you.
valid to say. Well, I guess by me.
So you're having the trunk, aren't you?
No, I'd go for the wings.
Jeff?
I think I said at the beginning, I'm going to go with the wings.
Wings. Manda?
I have hated my nose my entire life. My stupid big Dutch nose. I'm not making it bigger. I'm not fucking up my face. Give me the wing.
Maybe the
Every
wings.
question about fucking with your face, I always tell you the same thing.
Ooh, I think I should remember that.
You should
Yeah.
I
write
have a
it
suggested
down.
question. Which celebrity? Look, if you could pick anyone, which celebrity's nose would you take?
No. Another time. We're going.
So
I could-
the irony of this is that Manda wants to have features of an owl to take it away from her hooter. That's irony of playing it.
Right. On that
Dave,
note, what? Oh, wait. Wings.
thank you. So hard.
Yeah, because that would have kept him from busting his ass.
I know. I've got no.
Right?
I might have as much as 2 weeks. As much as 2 weeks of not having to answer questions.
No, it won't be 2 weeks.
I'm
Manda,
writing.
Manda, would you like to appoint me person in charge of holding Dave to account on his own questions?
No,
and
you
your
were not
absence?
allowed on the show when I'm on.
I have another question, Dave.
What?
Could I like scratch my own back with that trunk?
Yes.
Well, Jesus.
You already picked the trunk, Jenny.
No, she picked wings.
Oh, you did? Okay. Sorry. I dropped. She was so like into the trunk, I figured she picked it.
Yes.
Which one do you want, Ellie?
Right. So, I'm going to say thank you to Manda.
Allie
Thank
would
you.
go with wings because all babies are angels.
Uh-oh.
Thank you to
My
Katnip.
angel was not an angel. He was 16, so.
Thank you to MathPig.
Oinky oink.
Thank you to Jeff.
Oi, oi.
Thank you to Jenny.
I.
And thank you to everyone in the chat. You have been an absolute blast. And definitely extra thank you to everyone that gave me a super chat. And we will
You could
see
thank
you.
someone that personally were on your panel, but you know, that's alright.
Thank you already. Arsehole.
Thank you, Dave.
We will see you bright and early tomorrow morning when we're all going to have a big sing-song.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
No.
Bye!